What's good, Commanders fans? I am your host, Jack Sperry, and this is the Commanders Report. On today's show, I have 5 bold predictions for the Washington Commanders heading into the 2023 season. Going to have some pretty hot takes for you today on the show. But before I get into my hot takes, I want to hear yours. Get into the comment section right now and tell me, what is a hot take that you have on the Washington Commanders here for the 2023 season? All right, now let's jump in to my first bold prediction of the day, which is that Chase Young will remain with the Commanders throughout the entirety of the 2023 season. He's not going to get traded, but at the end of the year, he will not get an extension. He will not get re-signed in free agency. He will be left to go somewhere else here in 2024 free agency. So now, obviously, Chase Young, we know the saga that has unfolded here with Young over the last couple of years, right? He was drafted number 2 overall out of the Ohio State University. Back in 2021, Defensive Rookie of the Year, had put up some pretty decent numbers in his rookie season. Then he kind of slumped in 2021 before tearing his ACL in 2021. And then in 2022, he barely played, only 5 tackles. And when he did play, 0 sacks, 0 pass rushing production whatsoever. And now he's coming into a year where he's really being expected to take that next step and become that star breakout edge rusher here for the Commanders defense. And let me tell you right now, it's going to be tough for him to stand out on this defensive line that already has Jonathan Allen, Daron Payne, and even possibly Montez Sweat on big contracts before the season even starts. So in my opinion, Chase Young definitely has an uphill battle here, and he's going to have a true breakout season if he is going to get extended here by the Washington Commanders. And, although Young does show some flashes on tape, obviously, he's extremely athletic, he's extremely strong. He doesn't really rush with much of a plan, right? In college, he could just convert speed to power, and that would really just work for him because college tackles couldn't keep up with his speed and with his strength. But in the NFL, left tackles are more athletic, they're more agile, they have better anchors. They can hold up against speed to power if they know it is coming. So in the NFL, if you're going to be a true number 1 edge rusher, you need to have like a swim move or a rip move or some sort of finesse move that you can pull out of your pocket there and keep left tackles in the National Football League honest. Chase Young hasn't done that to this point. That's why there's lack of production after his rookie season, and he's going to have to develop that here over the course of the year. If he doesn't do so, he's going to be left to walk in free agency and try to develop somewhere else. So now be the GM for me down in the comment section. Will the Commanders extend Chase Young at some point this season? Will he get extended? Type E for extend or type W if you think he's going to walk. This is going to be the pinned comment on today's show. So YouTube's going to throw you an ad break here in just a couple of seconds. Take advantage of that time by answering today's pinned question. All right, number 2 on my list of bold predictions is that Antonio Gibson will revive his career under new offensive coordinator Eric Bienemy. So Antonio Gibson, former wide receiver over there at the University of Memphis, converted to a running back once he was drafted by the Commanders, and it just hasn't gone overly well for Gibson. He's had some really breakout performances. The one that comes to mind is that trouncing of the Cowboys on Thanksgiving back in 2020. That was an awesome game for Gibson. But aside from those really great performances, overall he has been very disappointing as a lead back, namely because of a lack of vision. He doesn't really see holes all that well. He doesn't make the right decisions when deciding between which run lanes to pick from all the time, and that culminated in a career worst year in 2022 where Brian Robinson asserted himself as the number 1 back on this team. And Brian Robinson, in my opinion, is just kind of a solid running back. It's not like he's super explosive or amazing, right? It's just Antonio Gibson kind of fell off a little bit last year. But now you're bringing in Eric Bienemy, who's a very creative offensive coordinator. We've seen this with what he's done with the Kansas City Chiefs over the last couple of years. He uses his weapons in ways that puts them in a position to succeed. And guys like Antonio Gibson, who is a really, really good receiving back out of the backfield and in the slot, which is where he played in college, I think that Bieniemy is going to do a really nice job at scheming things open for Gibson, and I think he's going to have a nice career revival as kind of a gadget player in this Commanders offense. Is he going to lead the team in rushing this year? No, but I think he's going to be a really nice weapon on third downs, obvious passing situations this year. He's going to be a really nice piece for Eric Bienemy to use in his offense. So my prediction on this is that although he's not going to be the option on early downs, right, it's going to be Brian Robinson, or if they sign Kareem Hunt, it's going to be him, right? But I think that Gibson on third downs and playing, kind of a hybrid role here between running back and wide receiver, I think that's a good role for him to fill. And I think Eric Bienemy is going to do some nice creative things to get him open and get him some production there on obvious passing situations this year. And he's going to be a member of this team for a while. So let me know, or not let me know, go ahead and click that subscribe button for me right now for the Ultimate Commanders fan experience for free here on YouTube. If we get up to 5,000 subscribers here before the start of the 2023 season, my bosses are telling me we might have some live watch parties for your Commanders this year, so we need to get that done, guys. If you want free Commanders videos here just about every day here on YouTube, go ahead and click that subscribe button for me right now. All right, on to my third bold prediction here, which is that rookie cornerback Emanuel Forbes will win Defensive Rookie of the Year at season's end. I think that Emanuel Forbes is a perfect fit for this Commanders defense, led by Jack Del Rio, the play caller and defensive coordinator. And you take a look at the kind of skill set that Forbes brings to the table here. 6 pick sixes throughout his college career, which is an NCAA record, had 3 just last season with Mississippi State. He possesses some of the best acceleration, ball skills, and coverage instincts I have ever seen from a college cornerback heading into the NFL. And there's some people that think, especially on Commanders Twitter, that Emanuel Forbes could be this year's Sauce Gardner because he's such a perfect fit for this off-zone coverage. He's not going to be asked to play in press, so he's going to be allowed to play with instincts, to play with that acceleration, to read quarterbacks' eyes and make plays on the football. And I think that he's going to be a fantastic cornerback in this league as long as he's in a system like the one that Jack Del Rio runs here in Washington. So my prediction here is not only will Emanuel Forbes lead the team in interceptions this year, I think he's going to lead all rookie cornerbacks in interceptions as well by probably a gap. Like he'll probably get up to 8, 9, somewhere in that range, a really high number for a rookie. And then the next is probably going to be like 4 or 5. I think there's going to be a little bit of a gap between Forbes and whoever's second on that rookie list. And I think by season's end, he's going to assert himself as that number 1 cornerback in this secondary over Kendall Fuller. And I think he's going to be a bona fide star here as long as Jack Del Rio is the defensive coordinator in the nation's capital. So sound out for me down in the comment section. Will Emanuel Forbes win Rookie of the Year honors here in 2023? Give me a yes or give me a no to let me know what you think of the rookie cornerback. All right, on to number 4 here. Offensive coordinator Eric Bienemy will impress the NFL community enough to get himself a head coaching gig after just 1 season with the Commanders. Over the last 5 years, Eric Bienemy has been the offensive coordinator for the Kansas City Chiefs. 5 straight AFC Championship appearances and 2 Super Bowl titles to his name. That is absolutely fantastic. Now, some people have been saying it's Andy Reid, or it's Patrick Mahomes, or it's Travis Kelce, or it's Tyreek Hill. There's no doubt about it. Eric Bieniemy's had a ton of help on his offenses there in Kansas City, but he's also shown the ability to adapt. He's shown the ability to adjust to what defenses are doing to his offense. And last year especially, playing a lot of 4 wide receivers to one side of the field really screwed with a lot of the coverage rules of defenses that are kind of shifting to more cover 4 and cover 6, which is really a brilliant idea. I don't know if that came out of Eric Bieniemy's brain or Andy Reid's. It could have been either one, but Bieniemy has done a great job at executing a top NFL offense for years here, and I think that, he's really desperate to get that head coaching job, and I think that he has the chops here to get that job done. My prediction here is that he's going to be doing some really nice creative things here to kind of make up for, maybe a lackluster offensive line. Maybe Sam Howell isn't like the true star quarterback that some Commanders fans think he's going to be this year, and he makes it work regardless. He's got some really great weapons, particularly at wide receiver and running back. I think he's going to find some creative ways to get this team potentially to the playoffs and, get this team to win some games that some people don't think that they can win right now. And at the end of the day, I think that's going to get him a head coaching job next season. Now, before I reveal my last bold prediction for the 2023 season for your Washington Commanders, pick up this awesome t-shirt combo that we have on the Chat Sports website right now. If you want to rep the burgundy and gold this summer, we got the burgundy short sleeve there with the Commanders helmet. Really like that design there. And then also I love the white t-shirt, the long sleeve for summer. If you want to wear long sleeve tees like I do, but the summer with colorized shirts, it gets super hot. I really like long sleeve shirts in white during the summer, so I think this is the perfect combo for you if you want to rep the Commanders here during these summer months. Go to chatsports.com/Commanders combo to get your hands on this pair of awesome Commanders t-shirts today. All right, now my final bold prediction for the Commanders this year is, yes, they will make the postseason this year as a wild card. I'm going to predict that the Philadelphia Eagles win the NFC East this year, but whether it be as the number 2 or number 3 team in the NFC East this year, I think the Commanders will get to 10-7, double-digit wins this year, and that will be good enough to get themselves to the playoffs. I think the defense is going to be really good this year, going based off of a great defensive line, also a great secondary this year, kind of a rising secondary with a couple of really great rookies in Emanuel Forbes and Jartavius Martin. And I think the offense this year, led by Eric Bienemy, is going to be good enough to get this team in the win column for double-digit wins here, and I think they'll make the playoffs. Maybe a one-and-done exit. I'm not too sure based on that, but I think Ron Rivera, the head coach, will save his job this year by getting the Commanders to the playoffs in 2023. If you want to see my full predictions for the 2023 season here, we have a video on that here on the channel, so make sure you subscribe to never miss another video here on the channel. And that's going to be it for today's show, comrades. Really do appreciate all the real ones that made it to the end of today's video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, because if you made it this far, we must be doing something right, and we got some great Commanders content coming to you guys later this week.